Hello, you awesome friends. This is your pal, Edward Deere speaking. I trust you well and hope life is good. And thank you for watching our next interview. Now, as you know, it's Corona. There's a worldwide pandemic. People are panicking. But you know what? We have got a great specialist here today to help you turn that anxiety into action. And she's an amazing lady. I've known her for a while in the beautiful Sydney business scene. Now, she's from Malaysia originally. She's lived in Singapore for 25 years. She's been in Sydney for a long time. And she's a powerhouse workplace health educator, yoga therapist, and in-yoga teacher. She practices what she preaches. She's an amazing lady. We've got the awesome Eleen Yaw on the line. How are you today, Eleen?
Hello, Ed. Thanks for having me. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to say, Eleen, it's an honor to have you with us. Can you tell the audience a little bit about you and what you do and how you help people?
Okay, so like how Ed has introduced, me that I'm a workplace health educator, yoga therapist, and a yin yoga teacher. So how I help my clients that actually educate them and support them in the way that how they want to manage the chronic pain and chronic stress, especially, and so they can live a more purposeful life. So what I find is fun in the sense that it's like, when you educate them, when they make use of the tip that you given to them, you actually see them transform. And then, they actually live the life that they want to be. So I'm grateful that I'll be able to guide them in that journey. Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. And now just talking to the times, right? Now you've worked with many people, many top Australian companies and more. And again, we're in Corona right now. And as you know, worldwide anxieties are at a high right now. What are your general thoughts about what's happening now and how is it impacting all of our health?
I would say that it definitely impacts us in a lot of aspects. Firstly, is in terms of business, in terms of people's jobs, that they lost their job, and some of us, unfortunately, they might lost someone they loved. And in terms of health, I would say that, yes, we need to really take care of our health, our physical health, mental health at this time. Because even though how much we try to push through right now, in terms of our business, in terms of relationship and stuff, we need to really take care of. But one thing that I want to bring up to everyone is that you need to take care of your physical health and mental health. That is so, so important. We try to do so much for others. At the same time, we ignore what we actually need. Sometimes we just feel that I am not that important. I can take care of this. I can take care of myself. But we are not doing things to actually do that for ourselves. For example, it's like, okay, when I feel that, okay, I'm stressful. Okay, like all these things happening, like I don't know how to tackle it. I'm a bit lost. But we actually do not allow ourselves to feel lost in that sense because we heard people telling us, you need to be productive at this time. You need to find a way to hit back, you need to find a way to be stronger. But we do not actually allow ourselves to be in the space of try to find out what's actually going on. In a space of try to figure out, okay, I'm upset right now. What can I do? But we were thinking, okay, being upset is wrong. You should not be upset because it's not helpful. Which to some extent, yes, it's not helpful. But you have to allow yourself to have that space of, I am upset. I am lost. I need help. And I think a lot of times that we don't actually acknowledge that. We rather to just keep doing what we think is right. We keep trying to push through. We try to entertain. We try to connect, like what we always do. We try to be socially active. But, there's a space that in us, right in here, that we always not try to acknowledge, which is something that I want everyone to actually take a look. Ask yourself, how are you actually feeling today before you start your day? How are you actually feeling? Are you feeling 100% positive there? Or are you feeling a bit not so much of you today? Or are you feeling that you actually need to talk to someone? Acknowledge that first because that is so important. So a lot of times that we just keep pushing through and at the end of the day, you realize that you actually very exhausted in that sense, and you're actually not helping yourself a lot. So the other aspect is that when you are not mentally and physically healthy, you actually give yourself a chance. You actually open that door to more illness in the future, if that makes sense. Because we are the one that to actually take care of this whole being. We cannot always think of doctor can help me. If I fall sick, I just see a doctor. I just take medication. I'm a psychologist, but end of the day, you still need to do the work. But if you don't acknowledge that right at the beginning that I need help, I'm actually feel that, there's something in me that is missing, and you just keep doing something else that is not that essential, in terms of how you take care of yourself, you might lose it along that path, and you might end up in a much worse situation that you ever think you will be. So that's something that I want to highlight, to everyone who listen to this, first you have to take care of your health in terms of physical health, mental health, psychologically, you have to do something about it. If you start to notice something that you feel inside that is not so right. Yes.
That's extremely well said, because I agree with you, Eleen. I suppose in our society, I mean, you have to pretend that you're strong all the time. There's that,
yes.
and I agree with you. I suppose it's a downside of our competitive society, right? And in that you have to always appear strong, you have to be on top,
yes.
and you're not allowed to show weakness, because if you show weakness, you're terrible. And I think you're right. I think there's nothing wrong with saying, I've had enough, I need to relax, I need to recharge. I suppose our society doesn't really let us do that, doesn't it?
No. Society always expect you to be the best of yourself when you're out there. You have to be your best. You have to bring out that best, and to show as somebody who's so capable, who is confident, who has so much to offer. That is how we try to be one when we're out there. But what I want everyone to also acknowledge is that there is still another part of you that you also need to acknowledge. With so much that we classify that, or we name it as the vulnerability in us. But to some extent, that could be your could be your advantage too, because when you allow yourself to in that space of it being vulnerable, okay, you might attract different different type of value, okay, that people might resonate with you. People might agree with you, because it's a thing that we don't talk about. We put it under the carpet. We want to hide it away. But a lot of time, why mental health is such an important topic right now in our society, because people never acknowledge that. People always think that there's no big deal. But we know that, medical, that people need more of this type of really face-to-face talking and heart-to-heart talk to some extent. I know usually we don't want to talk about that part. But to some extent, if you ever have met somebody we call it our best, mate, or best pal, that we can talk a little bit more in depth, I would advise you go for it, because I know most of the time we just talk something on the surface about work, about relationship, about sports, especially for men. But I invite you to go just maybe a little bit deeper, so you start to build that very different relationship with the other person. Of course, the trust had to come in, because this is something that is more personal. The trust had to come in before you can release that. But, if in any way you see the opportunity to actually build that level of trust and friendship, go for it. Go for it, because it's going to be good for you.
So on that one, let's say, and I'm thinking about my younger self here, and let's say you're on your own. Let's say you're single, or not single, but you're on your own. You're living on your own, and you don't have anyone with you, right? And you're isolated right now, and you're not feeling good. And I'm sort of relating to my younger self here. What's your advice to someone who's listening, who I have a lot of respect for, that's not feeling very good right now, and they've got no one to talk to? What would be your immediate advice to that wonderful person listening?
Okay, my immediate response to that would be to call the helpline. Okay. Helpline that is offered by our government. Okay, they are all the specialists that you need. They are there to help you. Reach out to them, because they are there to help you to answer any question you have. So reach out to them, call them. If you don't know the number, okay, you can always search online, the helpline. So that is the first approach I would advise. Go and call them and talk to someone. Get it out of your chest. Okay. Gotcha. And so second thing that you can do if you are really in isolation, you can't even go out to take a walk, for example. Okay. And of course, you still have your phone. Okay, you still can call them. You still can do your FaceTime. So there's nothing that going to stop you. Nobody's going to stop you there. So go and grab someone and say, I need to talk to someone. I need to call my parents. I need to call my friend. Still have that social connection, because we are social animal, right? We need to connect to someone. We can't be isolated for so long time that we just live in that cocoon and not try to interact with the world around us. We can't. We just not built to do that. So we need to just reach out to people. But this time you can't really get hold, really physically get hold of them. But call them this time. That's the best. That's the best. Yeah. And the other thing you can do is that if all these things you have done and you still feel okay, I need some space, I need to find it, I need to feel myself and I need to get this out of myself. Breathe. I highly recommend breathing. Breathe. Of course, you're still breathing every day in and out, but the things that my way of breathing will be just, really feel that breath coming into you, because your breath is your life, support. If you stop breathing, you're dead, basically, right?
I was going to say, can you do a demonstration of it? Because I get asked this all the time. Can you actually demonstrate on camera how to breathe properly to relax ourselves? I'd love to see you in action.
Yeah, it's very simple. Like I wouldn't say that this is even meditation. It's not meditation, because meditation is a higher, stage, So this is just like the most simplest form of, getting yourself into the state of mind where you are really connect with yourself. So what you can do is, of course, like I wouldn't recommend to lie down, because that it will be too relaxed. Okay, so I'd rather to sit, in any way that you feel comfortable. Yeah. Okay, so sit, allow yourself to be comfortable, allow yourself to relax. At the same time, allow your whole spine to be, like lifted slightly. Yeah. So chin is parallel to the floor.
Chin. So let's do it. So
just relax your shoulder. Yeah. So just chin just parallel to the floor. So just relax your neck. So basically, your whole self is pretty relaxed. So just your palm. Okay. What I prefer people to do is that your hand will come into this. So your thumb and your index connect. Yep. So just a gentle touch there to press on it. So just a gentle touch and just palm up, press up, and just rest it on your leg. That's all. So rest it on your legs. Now, this is called a mudra, a hand gesture in yoga. So what this doing is that when you have this mudra, when you start breathing, somehow the energy, okay, so this mudra actually is meant the connection with the energy within you. So when you have this mudra on, is that turn on the switch, okay, in you, telling the breath to go deeper into the diaphragm, towards the abdomen area. So you notice that when you come into this mudra, you don't even think of like you need to breathe deep. You just know that I need to breathe with this mudra on. So when you do that, okay, so what you do is that when you breathe in, you mindfully think of like, I bring my breath into my nostril. I can feel it, like the cold air coming in, go right towards the top nostril, and it's coming down. Now, when you visualize that, the flow of your breath, you can actually visualize how it go in and where it go down, which the pathway, and then it go into your lungs. And then you can start to feel that warmness towards the abdomen area. Yeah. And then on your exhale, just think of, because your breath is going towards the abdomen area, and that breath is slowly being released out from the base of your, abdomen, and it's slowly released up the same way out. And then when you breathe out, your breath is actually warm. So breathe in, the breath is cold. When you breathe out, the breath is warm. So notice that difference, because that will get you to engage in how you actually focus on that breathing. So you can give it a try if you want.
Okay, so
come to this mudra. Okay, so your palm is facing up. So rest it just towards your thigh and your sitting toe, long neck. Okay, and then you gently close your eyes here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you just gently take one breath in. Again, feel the cold air coming to the nostril, going all the way down towards your tummy. And then on your exhale, just slowly release it all the way, same pathway out. And when you breathe out, notice that warm air that's coming out from the nostril. You're going to go 2 more rounds. Inhale slowly. Visualize, how the air is coming into the body, all the way down towards the abdomen. And take your time, exhale, release it all the way out. Again, notice the temperature difference. Now one last one, inhale all the way in. And this time I'm going to invite you to just open your mouth and just release the air from your mouth. Nice. Yeah, slowly open your eyes. Take your time.
Wow, nice. I feel half asleep now. That was good.
So the magic is that the moment. So of course you can stay in this breathing for at least about 5 to 10 minutes if you want, or even 1 minute. That's fine, because you start to enjoy the benefit. You notice that even we're just doing 3 breaths here, you start to notice that the moment you open your eyes, actually that you just feel like the whole world just stopped for you for a while.
Yeah.
The world just stopped and everything is so calm. There's no storm, there's no rain, there's no wind, nothing. It's just so calm.
Yes.
So that is what I invite people to do, because we get a lot of advice on like doing meditations, but meditation is a slightly higher form of practice.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that you need to learn how to be with yourself, comfortably be with yourself. If your mind is still big, why I get you to feel the temperature different when you inhale, exhale is because I wanted to get your mind to really focus on one thing. You know that our mind can travel so far in all different directions at the same time. But by you focus on that, you actually bring your all attention into just one thing. Are you still breathing in? Feel the temperature different when you breathe out. So you actually take everything off the mind and doing just one thing. So in yoga, we always say that being present at that moment. So you are doing exactly that. Being present at the moment, really acknowledge that, okay, I'm bringing in to actually give life to my body, to my mind. And that's why when you open your mind, when you open your eyes, you actually feel that the world is ready for you. And you're ready, okay, to move on again with much more calmness and much more, like even that word empathy for yourself. Yeah.
Well, I got to say it worked because just so you know, I'm sitting here drinking black coffee right now. And after that, I actually feel really relaxed. And as you know, Eleen, I'm not a guy who relaxes easily, as you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say that was really, really good. So just as a recap for the audience, so you're saying a great technique that anyone can do is they can just simply, I'll demo it. They can sit down. What's that called again? What's that called?
This is called Chin Mudra.
Chin mudra.
Yeah.
Chin mudra. Go like that. Get nice and straight. Place it on your lap. And you do the deep diaphragmatic breathing.
You don't have to think of that. You just think of I am breathing. That's all.
Okay, I'm breathing. So breathe in, hold, breathe the hot air out. And you do that.
Yeah. You don't hold. You don't hold your breath. You just breathe in, and then you breathe out. That's all. Yeah. Gotcha. Because holding the breath actually do something different into the body. Ooh. So at this, yeah. So it's actually change something, in the body. So for us right now, the simplest way is just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. That's right.
Because I was holding my breath. What does holding your breath do? How does that change things, holding your breath?
Okay. So if you hold your breath at the end of an inhale, what you do, you actually excite the body. You can create more excitement in the body. Yeah. But if you hold the breath at the end of your exhale, it do the different. It do the opposite. It calm the body.
Okay. So when you breathe out, you go, hold breath.
Yeah. So for beginning, you don't even think of you want to hold your breath. Okay. Gotcha. You just think of I breathe in, I breathe out. I breathe in, I breathe out. I breathe in, I breathe out. That's all. But you have to focus on the temperature change every time when you breathe in and breathe out, because that is the only way for you to engage your whole attention to just simply doing one thing. Being present, that is to breathe mindfully. Yes.
I love it. And I imagine I know you've done this probably with hundreds, if not thousands of people. What's it like? So I imagine if you get someone who's really stressed, and you get them to practice this breathing relaxation technique, how do they respond? Do they what kind of responses do you get from really stressed out people that do this?
They smile.
They
smile. Yes.
They're like,
yes. When usually when I have my students coming in, they are so stressed out. You can see that on their face. It's like they are so tense. They are so angry, And then when at the end of the session, you notice that everyone just soften, the whole body, the whole face just soften, and you can see the lightness on the face. And some of them, the face just, become brighten up. Just brighten up. So then usually I will ask them, so how do you feel, after the session? They said that, oh, I feel so good. I feel fantastic. I feel like I'm me again, because I get the chance to actually relax, because like we all know, we are so busy, we always so busy that even asking you to just stop for 1 minute, you can't. We can't. Most of us, we can't, because we just need to go. We just need to do stuff. Yeah. But even just stay away from all your errands for the day and just step aside and just say, let me just stay for a while with myself and just breathe for 1 minute, just like how we did just now. You can see there's a lot of changes, okay? How is that 1 minute of breathing actually impact your day or even impact yourself on that minute? Because like we just practiced just now, it's just a 3 breath thing, and then you start to feel that another word just stop for you. What does that mean? When the word stop for you, it means that you can catch up. You have time to catch up. You don't need to rush because the time stopped for you. So when things stop, what do? You stop. You don't rush.
Yeah.
Why you need to rush?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So when you're in that space of, like the time stop for me, let me think again, what should I do today? Because I have a lot of time, the word stop, okay, nobody's rushing, I'm not rushing. So what can I do? So you start to think more logically. And then one thing is that when you worry, you're not actually thinking. So when you're not worried, and then you're actually doing something better because you start to plan things more, in the logical way that benefit you, benefit your business or even your family, rather than just go, get things done. Yeah.
Wow. Well said. I've got to say, I love the tips you've given. And I was going to say, in addition to the great things that you've said, Eleen, I love what you've said. I'm actually going to try it myself later on. I'll drink some less coffee. What's some of in addition to what you've said, which is wonderful, what other closing tips and advice do you have for our wonderful yet stressed out viewers around the world who are dealing with the corona pandemic?
Okay, so I think one message I want to bring across is that learn to be kind to yourself. And only that, okay, or only after that, transfer that kindness to people around you. Okay, these are the time that all of us are so stressed out, all of us are so lost, all of us are trying our best to cope with everything that's happening around us. But like right at the beginning, I mentioned that acknowledge that you need to have that space of feeling upset, feeling uncomfortable, feeling that you're lost, feeling that you need help. So my message for everyone who listen to this interview is that allow yourself to have that space of feeling that you are not up to what you expect yourself to be today. Okay, give yourself that space of, like I would say, the space of being kind to yourself, being forgiving to yourself, being that compassionate, about yourself. Because when we be able to give that to ourselves, then we'll be able to give more to people. Because I always believe that when you have it, you can give. If you don't have it, even how much you try to pretend you have it, you can't give because you just can't deliver it. So first is, find a way, okay, just to start collecting all this positive thing about you that you already have abundant inside you. Just that we never open that door. We never know we have it because we're too busy. So at this the moment that we actually sit down quietly, do your breathing, and start to ask yourself, what do I actually have in there that I actually have never realized? First thing that pop up be compassion, kindness, love. And when you found all this, you will find that it's so amazing that you just start to realize, oh, I am a different person now. So I guess that this time, okay, this difficult time, it actually gives us, okay, the space to actually look, beyond business, beyond social, connection that we always try to build, beyond all the things that we heard in the news, on the YouTube, is what else can we actually offer that we actually have abundant that we never know. So I encourage people to actually allow yourself to be upset sometimes, to feel that, okay, you need help. It's okay. It's perfectly okay to be not okay. Okay, so get help, because government actually set out all these helplines, many of them out there, because they want you to get help, because they want to help you. But if you are not ready to actually reach out to them, okay, then it's not going to help you in any way. But before you even think of that, okay, even you can ask yourself, before you even know that what help you need, you have to ask yourself, what is missing in me? Maybe you actually have nothing that's missing in you. You just never know that you actually already have a lot in you. Just that what you always focus in life is that being busy, I need to get things done. Okay, I need to feed my family. I need to get my business, make sure that I bring back bread and bacon. But there's something else that you can offer. There's some, definitely, I'm very sure that there's something else which is so precious that we actually hold so much in us that we can give at this time, because everyone needs that. People don't need actually, of course, business, you need to have that money coming in, but beyond the money, okay, kindness, the act of, of being understanding, not trying to pile up so much stuff in the pantry, just buy enough, for example, why you need to stock up, toilet paper, it doesn't make sense, you get what I mean? So even in that sense, think of the logic of your action. Is it logic to do what is being socially you think that is right thing to do? No, it's like go back to ask yourself, what else can I offer? Can I be kind to just my neighbor maybe? Can I be kind to the dogs on the street right now? Can I just be generous, to just donate or give a bit more tips to people who deliver my food? Those things are what we need at this moment. This is the best way that we can support each other. Call your friend, ask them how you're feeling. I'm here for you. If you want to talk, I'm here to listen. Call your business partner, your employee. Even your employer, call them up. They are also human beings. They need someone to listen to at the same time. Call everyone that that you might think that, okay, this is the time maybe they need my help, they need somebody to listen to. But of course, you can't offer professional help in that sense. So direct them to the helpline that we have, people, government has set up for us. So direct them to that. But other than that, come back to yourself. What is inside you that you have not even explored or even realized that you already have abundance of. And then start to actually appreciate yourself first. Start to be kind to yourself first, because I will always think that, I self-criticize myself, I judge myself, I think that I'm no good, blah, 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 blah. This is not the time for us to actually do that. It's the time for us to actually, to just reach out more to others. But first, you must know that you already have it. Yes.
Eleen, beautifully well said. And I was going to say a big thank you. And I was going to say, Eleen, if someone's listening and they love what they hear, Eleen, how can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so yes, you can get in touch with me definitely through my website, which is www.yinlatteyoga.com. So it's YINLATTE yoga.com.au actually. Yeah, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Either way, you'll be able to get me. And before I end this whole interview with you, Ed, I like to say, I like to leave everyone with these few lines here. So I want to say that, I honor, okay, the space in you, okay, which is of love, of peace, of courage, and of empathy. So when you are in that space of yours, and when I am in that space of mine, we are actually in one. So I want to encourage everyone that, come from that space of, courage, that trust, love, and, peace. Because when we are all together, reaching out to other people from this space of loving kindness, I think we'll be able to see that there's more positive thing going to happen around us. Despite, the COVID-19, there are definitely, when we come up from this space of kindness and compassion, definitely we'll be able to create something greater. Yeah.
Eleen, beautifully said, and thank you so much. I've got to say, I love the tips that you've given us, and I'm so glad that you're accessible through everyone. So, friends, actually, before we finish, Eleen, do you have a closing thought for the audience? One more closing thought for the audience to get them all thinking.
Okay. First, okay, I would say that, okay, please, okay, acknowledge what is missing in you and reach out to that first. Or maybe I would not say, okay, sorry, it's not missing, but rather what is that you already have abundant, but you did not actually knowing it. So do your breathing technique, find that time where everything stops for you and you have that space to actually think deeper into, your whole self, okay, your whole being, your whole, this, whoever that you see right now. What else can this person offer the world right now? And go from there.
Eleen, on that note, well said. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And I was just going to say, friends, Eleen Yaw, she's amazing, based in Sydney, Australia, have clients all over the world. Make sure you jump on her website and, of course, get in contact with her on LinkedIn. Eleen Yaw, I just want to say a big thank you for joining us, and we absolutely appreciate you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Thank you.